It's the Weather Xtreme video, the morning edition for Tuesday, March 3rd. I'm James Spann. Another complex forecast. We'll be warm, we'll be wet, much colder, maybe some ice along the way. A lot of things to talk about here, so let's dive right in. As we like to do in the morning, this is the water vapor satellite view across the nation. Big upper low is just west of San Diego. Upper high is over the Gulf, nosing in here. That'll bring some warm weather to the state today and tomorrow. And then the upper system comes in, producing potential winter weather problems Thursday morning. Starting off the day mostly in the low 50s around here, Birmingham 53. These numbers have been creeping up during the night, and we'll expect a high close to 70 today. That'll feel pretty good, and tomorrow could be even warmer. But don't get used to it. Around the nation, still pretty cold up north, and again, that cold air will advance rapidly southward, and we'll feel it by Thursday. A pretty good chunk of North Alabama will likely stay below freezing most of the day Thursday. That's pretty cold for March. And what about the icing problems? This is a look at the advisories this morning. The Weather Service offices in Huntsville and Birmingham are still holding off. They're going to wait until the 12Z model runs to make a decision on their advisories. To the west, we have winter storm warnings for Little Rock and Memphis. A winter storm watch for Nashville and parts of North Mississippi. And we'll, of course, discuss this event in detail. This is coming from the guys at WPC. This is the chance of freezing rain accumulation from noon tomorrow until noon Thursday. And you can see you've actually got a 1 to 5% chance of freezing rain all the way down to Mobile. That's interesting. But the really good probabilities are clustered along and north of Interstate 20. There is a little bit of question now about the timing of the cold air and the amount of precipitation. Still, this could be a high-impact event for somebody in North Alabama, but we have perhaps now more questions than answers. So let's go in there and take a look at modeling. This is the GFS. The 06E run valid today at noon. You can see the ridge nosing in from the south, pushing those temperatures up today and tomorrow. You can see the storm to the west of the state. For us today, it will be mostly cloudy and mild. The high will be around 70. Showers are possible, but it's certainly not going to rain all day. In fact, this is the NAM at 3 o'clock today, not showing much at all. In fact, we could see some thin spots in the overcast, and some folks down in South Alabama could be pushing 80 today. And really, I don't think tomorrow's going to be a whole lot different for us. Of course, you can see all the wintry weather mess north of here, but during the day tomorrow, it's going to be like today, mostly cloudy and very mild. Highs low to mid-70s. The GFS is at 75. The NAM is at 73 tomorrow. And certainly there's a chance of showers during the day, but I think during the day, nothing too heavy or widespread. Now, tomorrow night, the rain becomes more widespread as the cold front comes in. And north of the state at noon tomorrow, you can see icing problems in Oklahoma, North Arkansas, and Kentucky. So let's go on to midnight tomorrow night, 12 a.m. Thursday. The freeze line is just creeping into northwest Alabama. So the one trend that is, seen in all models is a slower progression of the Arctic air. And by the way, let me show you the thermal contrast real quickly. This is tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. The NAM is suggesting the cold air nosing into North Alabama. The front is approaching Fayette and Cullman and Fort Payne at that point. But anyway, back to midnight tomorrow night. We've got icing problems at Memphis, at Little Rock, at Nashville, but not in Alabama yet. So if you've got something to do tomorrow night before midnight, we expect no trouble at all in our state, in Alabama. Now, this is 6 o'clock Thursday morning. The freeze line is just north of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Gadsden. So if this verifies, it will just be about 33, 34 degrees and raining at Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, with icing problems just to the north for places like Fayette, Jasper, Aniana, and Cullman. And then at noon, that red line is the freeze line. It's a little south of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, with sleet and freezing rain problems here. And you can see it's another one of these nightmare forecasts because we're looking at freezing. This is no snow here. This is just freezing rain and sleet. That's the one nice thing about it. There's no pressure about forecasting snow. This is freezing rain, basically. But the difference between a few degrees at the surface makes all the difference in the world between icy travel, big headaches, and just a cold rain. And boy, is that a close call. And to make matters even more complicated, this is the NAM at 6 o'clock Thursday morning, and it's warmer. It's got the freeze line from near Vernon to Cullman to Scottsboro, pretty far to the north. And it's considerably warmer. And then at noon on Thursday, the NAM still has the freeze line north of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, suggesting no freezing rain problems this far south. You can see why the great uncertainty is introduced. Here's the European model. It's more like the GFS. It's showing freezing rain for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Gadsden. But even this model is a close call. That blue line, that's the freeze line. Look at the analysis coming off BuffKit. On the high end, you've got the GFS printing out about 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain. On the low end, the NAM with no freezing rain. So what do? This is the public forecast we're throwing out. Thursday morning, we have the freeze line a little below the bigger cities, and I think that's a course of least regret. You just have to do that. It could be a little north of there, could be a little south of there. We've lowered the ice accumulation, which is good. That means we're not expecting widespread power problems up to 0.15 of an inch, and the better chance of the really deeper freezing rain accumulation and ice should be north of Interstate 59. But still, some travel impacts are possible. The one thing we want to stress, it doesn't take a lot. 1/100th of an inch of freezing rain can produce bridge icing around here. I've seen that happen many times. I've seen freezing drizzle produce bridge icing when you don't even get enough to measure. So while there's uncertainty now and it looks like the freezing line won't be as far south, I don't want to just blow this thing off. There could be some very significant problems Thursday morning with travel. But again, the good news, the chance, I think, of power outages has been greatly reduced, at least in our part of the state. All right, this is 6 o'clock Thursday evening, and by golly, the GFS is still showing snow flurries around here. And it's got the freeze line pretty far to the south, that red line, like Greensboro to Alexander City. So, we'll probably carry a chance of snow flurries at least into the midday hours, but that should not amount to anything, just flurries. All right, we get past that messy day. This is Friday, and things improve. The sky becoming mostly sunny, and the high should be around 50 after a cold morning. The weekend looks pretty good. This is Saturday. Mid-50s are likely. And Sunday, same thing. The high should be in the middle 50s. We'll call it partly sunny both days. We note perhaps the subtropical jet nearby, and that could create some high clouds. But again, for now, the weekend looking dry with highs in the 50s. And this is Monday of next week. Same deal. Mostly sunny with mid-50s likely. And Tuesday, a week from today, you can see the pattern relaxing a little bit. Looks like a split flow is developing. And down below that, evidence of rain southwest of here, but we stay dry. We'll check the end of the forecast out at mid-month, March 13th. Again, kind of a split flow coming in off the Pacific. And a trough not too far away that looks a bit wet and unsettled, but not cold. And after this cold snap on Thursday, temperatures look pretty good with highs mostly in the 60s on through mid-month. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.